start with the identification tag on the side. Here you'll find the manufacturer, the date it was manufactured, VIN number, tire sizes and pressures, and some gross weights. Below is a tire chart with tire sizes and pressures, and underneath is cargo weights, and also has your VIN number there. Up front, your batteries, and behind your propane tanks. These aren't maintenance-free batteries. You may have to add water to them at some point. If you're not going to be using your unit for a while, I would disconnect it. There is a bit of a power drain from your stereo carbon monoxide detector. And for winter, I would store it somewhere warm. Underneath is where your spare tire is mounted. And it is the same, I believe it's the same size of wheel as your wheel nuts, your lug nuts. But you do need a deep socket to get that off, so just to make sure that you have that. You have two 20-pound propane tanks, the selector in the middle, little arrow points to whichever tank's going to be supplying, power jack at the front, on and off switch for a little light, and then up and down. And you got your breakaway here. One thing to note with the breakaway is when your battery's hooked up, if the key gets pulled out, it does activate your brakes. And if it is left like that for an extended period of time, it can do damage to them. So just kind of keep an eye, make sure that key stays in. Your stabilizer jack's on all four corners. And your crank is in here on the other side. There's a cubby compartment here for storage. You have your water fill here for your onboard tank, and the drain outlet is there to drain your freshwater tank. Underneath your slide, you'll see there's two arms. Just kind of keep an eye and make sure that stays clean. Everything should work smoothly. And behind your slide, another little storage area here. Below is your sewer dump. Little handle, the gray handle's for your gray water, black is for your black. Your hot water heater. These are propane and 110 electric water heaters. All the controls are on the inside. The only thing you really need to know back here is the plug to drain it, and that's very important for when you do your winterization. Make sure the hot water heater is drained. You have your plug for your shore cord, it's 30 amp, two satellite cable hookups there, those are inputs. You have a city water connection here. If you're at a campground that has water right at your camp, you can just hook your garden hose in there. Spray port, it's a quick coupler. There is a blue hose with a spray nozzle on it, and this is just a cold water here. I'll show you that blue hose when we get around. You got tie down here. Underneath, you have some low points. Those you can open up after you winterize, and it'll drain the last little bit of water out. In your bumper, cap pulls off and your sewer hose is in there. There's a back door, and your bunk folds up so you can store bikes or whatever you want in here. I just wanted to show you the back of the hot water heater. This is where your valves are for, you want to know this for winterizing. If you notice, both valves are pointing toward the hot water heater right now. That's feeding it. When you go to winterize, you're going to want to isolate it. You don't want no antifreeze going into your hot water heater. So you're going to switch these valves so they're in line with this bypass hose. So that bypass hose just comes around and loops around. So that's bypassed right there. You can pump your antifreeze through and nothing would go into your hot water heater. Come spring, when you want to dewinterize, you're going to flush your system out. You'll leave those valves like that. Pump all your water through, make sure everything's clean, and then you'll switch your valves back to summer use. And we'll put it back for you here. Side. You have a separate entrance door here. That one goes into your bathroom. Your flush for your black tank. If you are going to use it, make sure that you have your black tank valve open. It'll just fill your tank up and you'll end up with a mess. So that's one thing to note when if you're gonna flush out. Just make sure that's open. You have a 110 power outlet and a cable TV hookup. So this is an output if you wanted to put a TV outside. That's where you'd put it. You have an outside kitchen, sink, mini fridge, and gas grill. The gas grill is got the line on it here. So it's just a quick coupler and it hooks up just underneath your back tire. There's a quick coupler with a valve there. On your wheels, these center caps, they pull off. There is grease nipples in behind so you can grease your wheel bearings. I would recommend giving it a couple shots a year. If you do put a lot of miles on though, I would recommend just getting repacking done. This vent is for your fridge. You'll notice there's a little hose coming out. That's for condensation. You want to make sure that stays out. Outside speakers. You got a vent. That's for your range above your stove. Intake and exhaust for your furnace. Just a note, don't store anything in front of that. It's very hot. Main entrance door. Electric awning. This little plug in here is for a solar panel. If you ever decide you want to do a solar panel in the future. Inside your front compartment, you have a crank for your stabilizer jacks. This is your port hose, so you can put a water port at the back. Short cord. They come with a socket, so you can use a cordless drill for your stabilizers if you want. You got a little motion detector light in here, and this light switch is for the cap lights. I think that's pretty much it for the outside. We'll go on inside.